Hello, and welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the gripping Nollywood movie, Occultic Throne. We'll be revealing 10 things you might have missed while watching, recapping the story, and breaking down that dramatic ending. Let's get started. Here are 10 subtle details you might have overlooked while watching the movie. The king's sudden death was not natural. The king's passing is far too quick after he names a successor. This isn't a simple medical issue. It's a clear indication of foul play. The speed of his death suggests that his enemies, likely from the occultic group, were waiting for the opportune moment to strike, removing him to make way for a puppet king. The Lions Fraternity's true power. The elders insist that joining the fraternity is a non-negotiable right for the new king. This shows the true power lies not with the royal family, but with this secretive, powerful group that operates in the shadows. The throne is a mere symbol. The real authority is with the lions. The cousin's hidden motives. Patrick's resentment is obvious, but he's also asked by the elders to persuade the prince. This isn't just a simple family squabble. It's a calculated move. The elders are using Patrick as a tool, a man whose ambition makes him easy to manipulate and who would be a more compliant ruler for their secret society. The strategic betrothal. The recommendation of Caldy as the prince's wife is a strategic move to bind him to a powerful family within the kingdom and potentially control him. It's a way to neutralize him by making him a part of a network they can influence. The throne is not the true seat of power. The prince is named acting king, but is never officially crowned. The elders are deliberately withholding the crown, which symbolizes their control over the succession process. The true power is in their hands, not in the physical throne itself. The prince's American influence. His refusal to join the Lions Fraternity is directly linked to his time in America, where he wasn't exposed to such occult traditions. This highlights a powerful culture clash and sets him apart from the corrupt power structures that have long governed the kingdom. The king's unspoken secrets. The prince says his father never mentioned the fraternity, which could mean the king was hiding secrets or that the fraternity's influence was so deeply ingrained that it was a given for the heir to join. It also suggests the king was a part of this world and perhaps never wanted his son to be. The power of the elders. The elders' insistence on tradition and their willingness to oppose the new king shows they have more authority than a traditional royal court. They're the gatekeepers to power, and they demand strict adherence to their rules. Asterisk the symbolism of the throne. The throne itself is not just a seat of power, but a tool of the Lions Fraternity. The title of the movie, Occultic Throne, indicates that the very concept of the throne is tied to dark, secretive forces. The cliffhanger ending. The final confrontation between the prince and his cousin is a deliberate cliffhanger. It's a classic Nollywood tactic to leave you on the edge of your seat, setting the stage for the next part of the series and making you eager to find out what happens next. Now, let's take a step back and recap the major events of this gripping story. The movie begins with the prince returning to his kingdom after 3 years in America, summoned by his father, the king, who is ill and preparing for surgery. In a private meeting, the king names his son as his successor and acting king. However, tragedy strikes, and the king passes away shortly after this conversation. Following the king's death, there's a power struggle. A cabinet member recommends his daughter, Caldy, to be the prince's wife, while the prince's cousin, Patrick, is visibly upset as he had his own ambitions for the throne. The true test comes when the prince is told he must join a secret fraternity called the Lions to be crowned king. He refuses, stating that his father never mentioned it and that it goes against his principles. This sets up a major conflict, and the elders ask Patrick to convince the prince to join. The video ends on a tense note with the two cousins confronting each other, hinting at the deep-seated rivalry between them. The video's ending is not a final conclusion, but a setup for the next season. The core conflict of the series is revealed to be the prince's refusal to join the occultic Lions Fraternity. His cousin, Patrick becomes the main antagonist, a pawn of the elders who wants the throne for himself. The ending leaves us with several unanswered questions. Will the prince be able to become king without joining the fraternity? What will Patrick do to claim the throne? Will the prince be able to expose the occultic society and their control over the kingdom? This cliffhanger leads directly into Occultic Throne, Season 2, where these questions will be answered and the battle for the throne continues. Thank you for joining me for this deep dive into Occultic Throne. Make sure to check out the full movie on the Nollywood Real Nolly TV YouTube channel.